Hello students, welcome to Extreme Telugu. Today we are going to see lesson number 3, acid, bases and salts under 10th class chemistry. And the topic to be discussed in this video is, are all the compounds consisting of hydrogen atoms acids? Second one is, what are aqueous solutions? How to prepare the dilute solutions or aqueous solutions? And if dilution is to be done, what kind of reaction is dilution and which one is correct process, whether to add acid into water or water into acid. Let us try to understand these concepts today. So let us enter into the actual discussion. First question is, the compounds which consist of hydrogen atom in them are all acids? For example, if we take starch C6H12O6, which is nothing but sugar, general sugar starch, which has got hydrogen here, and second one HCl, hydrogen chloride, which has got hydrogen here. So first of all, you have to understand that no matter whether it has got hydrogen or not, unless it can give H plus ions when it is diluted or when it is aqueous, if it is able to give H plus ions, then it is acid. Otherwise, it is not. For example, let us consider that an explosive material is available. It is there in front of you. When it can damage things around, when it is given with fire. If it is able to catch the fire, then it can explode and damage the surroundings. If it is unable to catch the fire, then it cannot be damaged. It is just a material lying out there. So, explosion is possible if and only if it is catching the fire. If it is not catching the fire, though it is explosive material, it will not explode. The same way, though here we have got hydrogens in both the compounds, but if it is able to give H plus ions out, then it can be acting as acid. If it is unable to give the H plus ions out, or H3O plus hydronium ions out, then it cannot be made acid. How to test whether it is giving H plus ions or not? So let us understand the basic activity to test whether the compound gives H plus ions or not. Here we are taking only two materials or two compounds. One is starch. Prepare starch solution by mixing starch into water. Second one is hydrogen chloride, HCl. Make a dilute solution of HCl also. So do this activity with each solution separately. What is that activity? Take a beaker. In this beaker, pour the solution and insert two graphite rods. These two are graphite rods. Insert them into solution and connect these graphite rods into the external circuit consisting of an AC plug of 230 volts of voltage and a bulb which can glow if current is passing through it. Now, when we take this solution to be starch solution or sugar solution, we will not see the bulb is glowing. Why bulb is not glowing? Why? Because sugar solution or starch solution will not give H plus ions. And as ions are not there in this solution cannot act as a electrolyte. It cannot act as an electrolyte. As ions are not available in the solution, there is no passage of charges from one electrode to another electrode. No charges are passing. So as no charges are passing in this solution, as it is not an electrolyte, there is no current flowing in the circuit and hence bulb does not glow. So this is not an acid. So sugar solution is not an acid as it is unable to give H plus ions out. Let us do the same activity with HCl, dilute HCl. If dilute HCl has been taken into this beaker and the circuit is made on, then you will see the bulb is glowing. Why? Why? Because here, as soon as HCl is added into water, HCl is going to be divided into H plus ions and Cl minus ions. These ions will travel from one electrode to another electrode, passing the current or making the circuit complete. As circuit has been made complete, we get bulb glowing. So whenever you get an indication that bulb is glowing, that means H plus ions are there. That means it is an acid. So question is, are all the compounds consisting of hydrogen ions acids? Answer is no. If they are able to give H plus ions, then they are acids. If they are not able to give H plus ions, then they are not acids. Question number 2, what are aqueous solutions? Aqueous solutions are nothing but any chemical compound. If it is added into water and a solution is prepared, then it is called as aqueous solution. Now, how to prepare aqueous solutions of acids and bases? Is it as simple as mixing acid into water or water into acid? Or any precautions are to be taken? What exactly is the nature of this reaction, whether it is exothermic reaction or endothermic reaction or a neutral reaction? Let us try to understand. First one is the process of adding water into acid or base or in fact any other solution is called as dilution. The solutions are called as dilute solutions. And dilution of acid or base is exothermic in nature. What is the meaning of exothermic in nature? It gives heat out. Here it is tremendously exothermic in nature. That means it gives tremendous heat out. So if you are not careful while adding water into acid or acid into water, that is dilution, then an explosion may take place because of overheat. Now let us try to understand which one is correct process, whether it is correct to add acid into water or water into acid. You know very well that water is a universal coolant, means water has ability of absorption of heat because of its specific heat is greater than the materials around us, any of the materials around us. So it absorbs the heat. It is a natural coolant. So the correct process is we have to add acid into water. What happens if we are taking a water bowl and adding acid drop by drop? Then as soon as a drop of acid falls into water, heat is produced and that heat is absorbed by the water. Stir well so that heat is absorbed by the water uniformly and add next drop of acid and stir it. Add one more drop of acid and stir it. Every time the heat produced is absorbed with water, so no explosion takes place. Now here, if you do the reverse way, if you are adding water drop into acid, heat is produced but acid is not ready to absorb the heat. So the produced heat will damage the surroundings. So the correct process is we have to add acid into water, that too drop by drop and with proper stirring so that heat can be absorbed uniformly by the water. So the correct process is adding acid into water. We should not add water into acid. The same case is with the bases also. This is the proper way of dilution. Hope you understood this video, this lesson. If you like this video, please subscribe our channel Extreme Telugu. Thank you very much.